Hi, I'm Eleanor and welcome to MotorMatters. Question is, have you subscribed to the channel yet? Do you want to see the latest, the greatest, the newest and the best on the market in South Africa? Come to our channel, subscribe and you'll get a notification every time we post a new video. So what have we got for you today? That's the question. The badge, Haval. But this is not just any Haval. If you have a look at the blacked out grille over here, you look at the spoiler down at the bottom over there, you look at the carbon fiber effect over here. Yep, it's the H6GT. And this is almost a farewell video and test on the H6GT because they announced the plug-in hybrid versions coming next year. But we'll talk about that later on, won't we? But it's really a neat looking car. You can see your LED headlights over there, daytime running lights. These are all features you expect and you know you're going to get. Come around to the side. Nice substantial cladding around the wheel arch which runs along the bottom of the doors, of course. Black alloy wheels with, look at that caliper behind. Just check that out. 19-inch wheels, but with that lemony yellow color caliper that says, I'm the GT model. And it's important to take note of that. You come along over to the back over here, and before I show you inside, this is one of the big differences with the GT. The C-pillar is much more sloped because the GT is not just an H6. It's actually the H6 Coupe. And it's the only model in the South African range that uses the coupe body instead of the standard H6 body, which is slightly higher at the back and slightly less coupe-esque. Can I term it that way? I know that sounds very, very clumsy. So let's just jump in the back seat quickly and have a look over here. Driver's seat set for me. Now that's called legroom as far as I'm concerned. And this is stretch out, comfortable. Seat is tailored more for 2 than for 3. But so what? You've got aircon vents over there and you've got 2 USBs for the back seat. Good stuff. That's what we want to see. Panoramic sunroof is standard. And what they used to term the tombstone design of the front seats, which I do find limits your vision and visibility in the back seat a little bit. But I'm being a tiny bit picky over here at the moment, so don't get too worried about that. Let's just come around now. As I said, you've got that. You've also got this very interesting spoiler above the tailgate, as well as one on the bottom over there. And of course the new badging that now says GWM on the rear. But that's an important badge over there. Because note, the GT comes standard as a 4-wheel drive. You've got your diffuser effect down at the bottom over here, and check these mean looking octagonal exhausts. Telling you, I mean serious business. Powered tailgate is standard with a soft cover over there. Lift it up and you've got a space saver spare wheel under there. Well, at least it's a spare wheel. Happy with that. So let's do. Now, a nice feature I'm noticing immediately is the fact, look at that, there isn't a big lip on the rear to load your cases. So you get it up over here and it just pops into the boot. And I'm not taking that out. Put it there. And allowing for the fastback coupe styling, I'd call this about a 1 3/4 Allen boot quite comfortably. So it's a decent size for a family SUV. That's what's important. So I'll give you more specs on it. Let's take it on the road and let's check it out inside. Out on the road. Now this H6GT impresses me in a very different way. Laurie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. I must say that I'm really enjoying the smooth and quiet drive so far.
Yeah, it's much smoother and quieter than I was expecting because it's marketed as the out in your face GT version of the H6. Also,
Got a slight bit of oomph.
Yeah, but it's kind of subdued in white as well. I must tell you, if I was buying a GT, I wouldn't buy it in white.
Yes, I agree with you.
You want to be a bit more
like
in your
race
face.
it up a little bit, racy,
exactly.
a bit more racy.
Yeah.
But look at this this dash, a lovely dash.
Very nice big touchscreen.
Yeah, nice sort of premium feel to it.
Yeah, solidly put together.
Yeah.
And of course it's got the rotary gear lever. I mean, it's just become a feature now these days.
Yeah.
155 kilowatts under my right foot, which is
and
not
I mean,
bad.
you can fit a flipping another car in the backyard.
It's actually
massive.
way bigger than I thought, that I remembered, yeah. And remember that the GT is actually the coupe version of the SUV. It's a slightly different body shape to the normal H6. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But thank you for informing me.
You know, like Merc, BMW, all have their coupe SUVs.
Yes.
It's got that slightly sharper C-pillar and angled rear end. Very
Tell me, is this sunroof, is it standard?
It's standard on this. Yeah, that's again what I like. Everything is standard.
Yeah.
You don't have to fiddle, faff, worry about ticking boxes. It's all standard.
No, it's great.
So really premium.
And is that wireless
inductive charging pad over there? Yeah. And you've got the double-decker center console, so your USBs are down below.
I can see that down there, yeah.
Neat. I like it, I must say. I've driven the GT a while back. There was a minor facelift end of last year, but I'm telling you, I don't remember being so impressed as I am right now.
Yeah, I must say it's a good runner.
And don't forget, the plug-in hybrid is coming.
Yes, sirree.
More than double the power of this one.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about that now.
No, we don't talk about that.
Nah. Okay.
All right. Cheers, Al.
Cheers.
Jumping in behind the wheel, you've got your full digital instrumentation over there, of course, and you can scroll, you can screen, you know what it's about. I'm not going to spend too much time doing it, but I can tell you that consumption figure is just the current figure. I have struggled to find a figure that shows me exactly what the car is doing all the time, so I'm not going to spend too much time. I can tell you that, for example, you've got tire pressure monitors, you've got all these things which are important to have, and there's a trip meter over there. I've seen around just under 10 litres per 100 cruising on the freeways and about the 12 litres per 100 mark in urban use. Well, let me be more fair, just on 11. So no, it's not light on fuel, but it makes up for it because that 155 kilowatts, 325 newton meters of torque make this into a very, very responsive, peppy and fun drive. So if that's what you're looking for, you know exactly where to find it. And to me, that's really important. So just keep that in mind. No, you don't buy the GT for fuel economy. Just wait for that petrol hybrid, petrol PHEV, which is coming soon, which will have 330 kilowatts. Believe it or not, you heard me right. Different ball game, but it's coming very, very soon. Moving over to the 12-inch infotainment screen over here, works well, gives you everything. Just for example, your reverse camera, your overhead view, it gives you all of those. You can press and change views as well if you want. You know how they work. I don't have to show you too much. They all work very similarly, so it's easy and simple, and I think that's what it says and what it does. One of the things, now I'm going to give you a gripe, is the fact, look here, you've got to operate your aircon system, for example, through the touch screen. Now that's become a common thing, but I can't say I like it. Oh, by the way, you do get a head-up display as well on this car, which gives you full information, for example, navigation instructions in front of you there on the head-up when you are running navigation. Very interesting treatment on the dash over here, nice flowing dash. The screen stands up a little bit, but beyond that, you can see it's a nice low dash. You've got buttons for a few things over here, but as I mentioned, not for your aircon system. Well, that seems to be the modern trend. Maybe I don't like it, but you know, you've also got a faux wood effect over here around the console, inductive charging pad, and it is the double-decker center console. So for example, your USBs are down below. So that's why you can see my cable is popping through over here. It's a short cable, so it's my fault, I suppose, but it pops through over here. A little gripe I've got, I don't know whether it is me or whether it's the car or my phone, but it has dropped Android Auto a couple of times while I've been driving. And I do find that a little bit irritating at times. Obviously, if you're busy navigating, you suddenly lose your navigation. I think you get my point. But you've got your electronic parking brake, you've got your switching out your stop-start, all these things you expect, you know, are standard, and you've got a nice sized console over there, storage console. So these are things you expect. I've got to tell you that the H6 Coupe is a bigger car than I expected. It really is. but it doesn't feel big. In fact, it feels very, very sporty to drive. And I think that's a big feature, obviously in the GT version and with the four-wheel drive, which, no, yes, you can take it on dirt roads if you want, but it's not about that. That four-wheel drive to me is the safety factor built in. And talking safety, obviously you have every possible safety feature built into this car as you would expect yet again. Again, I'm not going to go through it all, but you've got active cruise control, etc., etc. All these things that come into it in the game these days that you want from especially your upper spec, sportier version. So the bottom line is, what will an H6GT cost you? 662,000 Rand, which is competitive in today's world when you consider it is definitely a medium family SUV with a sporty touch to it, with a lot of extra features, with a lot of fun built into it as well. Add those all together, you know the value you're getting. You get a 5-year, 60,000 kilometer service plan thrown into the deal as well. So all these features are there for you. And it's the kind of car that certainly serves as a family SUV, but you could also just have a little bit of fun along the way over the weekend if that's what you want to do, or when you're on your own in the car, for example. Panoramic roof standard, all of it you expect nowadays. So I'm trying to compare, because you've got to look at the power output and then decide what competes with it. So look at things like that, look at the features, look at the four-wheel drive, and then make your comparisons. But overall, a fun test, a bit of a farewell to this particular model, but excitement at what could be coming very, very soon. For MotorMatters, I'm Alan R. See you next time.